Alright, people, James Rutherford, we did a minute, 18 seconds out of 1 hour 52. So based on my calculation, it's going to take me 33 hours to do an analysis of James Rutherford. So let's try to speed things up.
Just came to hang out, really.
Oh, just came to hang out. And that's his first really line, you know, line with Chris. If you listen to this speech, the script of the speech,
that's what he thought. Right over there, please.
So now that's an introduction. You have a seat, and then those are the first line.
What are you doing here?
Look at how casually he sits at the bar. Chris is very imposing. I said in my first video that he's a bully. What are you doing here? And James has his arm crossed. He's kind of defiant a little bit. He's kind of tough right now. He's kind of being like a big man. Like, I have a seat, but the way he stands, his body language, looking at Chris, his body centered at him, he's not taking a beating. He's very like, he's acting strong. The first question is, what are you doing here? And listen to what James is going to say. It reveals everything about his personality.
I just came to hang out, really.
I just came to hang out, really. That's a pre-planned answer, I think. James was probably in the car and he was like, well, if I get caught, I'm just going to say that I came to hang out. You know, I never meant for any sex to happen. He says it so casually, like, oh, I just came to hang out, really. That's the kind of stuff 26-year-old do, you know. They go and hang out with a 13-year-old girl that is home alone. And in his video, a Tick says that, and we're going to look at it, James Rutherford claims he was lured in the phone conversation. More or less. And he does a few pranks. That's not enough, in my opinion, to justify, you know, the fact that he's a pervert, you know. No one wanted to kiss me when I was your age. Then again, nothing has really changed. Saint Margaret of York. Put your shirt back on. I need to know. I'm just curious. Like when I look something like that, I just... Does this go? Is there any review? It looks like a... it looks alright. Honestly, is that the right school? I just want to see that it's the right school. It looks like the right school. It's the right school. Honestly, I look at the name, I was like, oh, it's a Catholic school. It's probably crap. It's not that bad. I'm pleasantly surprised that it's not so bad so far. There's the fade development. Okay, whatever. Let's go back.
Came to hang out.
Yeah.
Let's go to hang out.
You came to hang out with...
Now we're situating. I think Chris is just making sure he has the right transcript. Like with who? Danica. Oh yeah, that's the girl.
I had a feeling this was what was going on, honestly.
You had a feeling what was going on?
Good question, Chris.
This was some sort of setup.
A setup. A setup for what?
I don't know.
I don't know, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't come here for anything physical. I just...
If we look at his chat, I don't know. Would you send your child there? I'm not really religious. I was expecting like some kind of really bad school. Like I know some people that were sent to kind of, you know, abusive Catholic school, but maybe it's not one of them. Oh, fuck it. Let's go back to James Rutherford. That's the school he taught at. You know, I don't blame them for hiring him. They couldn't know, you know. They're not like mind readers. I guess I'd kiss you too. What if I wanted to kiss you? Just kidding. Testing the waters, you know. Like, what if I wanted to kiss you? She's 13 years old, you sick fucking piece of shit. You don't dress slutty and you're a virgin, which is a good thing, but you're not a bad girl. I'll show you my butt. The fuck? Another Lauren. Do you use tongue when you kiss? Yeah, now I want to kiss you. She's 13 years old, you sick fuck. What the fuck is wrong with you? She's 13. Holy fuck. What's the matter with you, you know? Unless you mean like kiss you like, you know, the Muslim, they kiss each other like to say hi. But That's not the kind of stuff that it is, you know. When you talk about using the tongue, like, you sick pervert, like, oh. But that being said, it's definitely not hardcore. We say that about James Rutherford. Found out tonight I'm getting a divorce. Good for her. And that's on 3/23. So, he finds out about the divorce. And he found out about that, like, later. Like, he starts chatting with the girl, and then he finds out he has a divorce. Dude, you were talking about kissing her. That's not nice for your wife. Like, dude. Like, I would like to kiss you, sweetie. Oh, God, I'm getting a divorce. Like, divorce. And then he says, there goes 8 years of my life. Well, married for 1.5, with her for 8. And he's 26, so he started dating her when he was 18 years old. Oh, that's cool, you know? And later on during the interview, he's going to say, like, the girls, I grew up, I aged up, but the girl I was interested in stayed the same age. Like, you stupid fuck. She's about to see my ex-wife. You stupid fuck. I need a hug. I need a real one. Wanna make out right now with a 13-year-old kid. Aww. You fucking piece of shit. You're a fucking pedo. You wanna make out with a kid? Plus, already being horny when I got there without Sonia. Could I kiss you anywhere? Just kidding. Testing the waters again. Oh, I'm like freaking horny right now. I would want you to take off everything. That would be bad. Well, so once you add me naked, what would you do with me? Oh, would you take anything but your shirt off? Yeah, my bra. Would you let me kiss your boob? Okay, this guy is a pervert and he wasn't entrapped. Let's face it. Problem solved. You know, if you had me naked, I'd want more, right? You sick fucking piece of shit. It's not as intense as Lauren, but he's still a pervert, you know. When you say that stuff to a kid, not just a little bit, like, for a while, like, you indulge me in my undies, you laying on top of me, kissing me, kind of grinding. Okay, I'm gonna be sick, gonna keep going.
Bored. I'm going through a divorce.
I'm going through a divorce. That's the first time he mentions it. He's gonna use that excuse over and over and over and over again. And I think by the 1 hour, 30-minute mark, I think by this point, we can kind of guess he's getting a divorce. I think the only person he doesn't tell about the divorce is the booking agent. Oh my God, I love that interview so much.
I just wanted to get out of the house, honestly.
You want to get out of the house. Well, at least you got that part fulfilled,
So you couldn't go to a sports bar to watch a game, or you couldn't go to a pal's house?
I've been doing that all week long.
So you thought you'd come here to this house?
I knew it wasn't a good idea from the get-go.
Who did you think you were going to meet here?
I don't know.
This kid I've been talking to.
This kid.
I don't know if she's a kid.
I don't know if she's a kid. He's so, listen to him. Listen to the way he talks. He's very proud. Like, who are you going to meet? Mom, this kid I've been talking to, and we're talking about kissing her boobs and making out and grinning on her. Yeah, I was just talking. I was just going to meet her, I wasn't going to do anything. I guess.
How old?
13, 14.
13.
Now he doesn't even know her name. He's trying to make it look like slightly less words, like, how old? 13, 14? Well, she's 13. You should at least remember her age. Fucking pervert piece of shit.
And how old are you?
Too old for 13, 14-year-old.
Too old. And how old is that?
26.
26. And you thought it was okay to come over here to visit a 13-year-old girl home alone?
No, I really didn't.
But you're here.
You think it was okay to come here? No. but you came anyway.
here?
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
What's your name?
My name's Jim.
Jim what?
That's all I have to say.
And now he's gonna show another aspect of his personality. James Rutherford is a very submissive person. He's kind of a contradiction because on one side he's trying to rape a kid. On the other side he's a little bitch. Well, I guess the two go together, but he says like, "What's your last name? Do you have to tell?" Oh no, you don't. You know, you don't have to tell your last name. Like, I fail to see a single situation where you have to tell your last name, except maybe if you ask like for a passport. You know, if you ask for a passport, yes, you have to tell your last name to the clerks, because if you don't, you're not gonna get your passport. But if you don't want to give your last name to get a passport or a driving license, that's okay. You don't have to. You just won't get your driving license. If you don't tell your last name to that guy, what's gonna happen? You know, learn to stand up a little bit, James Rutherford, you piece of shit. Like, do I have to tell? Well, do you have to? No. Technically speaking, you never have to give your last name, you know? I was thinking about that. Let's say you really don't want to tell anybody your last name. You can just like, I don't know, let's say you go through life and you just never tell your last name to anybody. Would it make sense? Man, I asked some fucked up question.
You're gonna find out.
I'm gonna find
Are you
out.
gonna get arrested for this?
That's not up to me.
Are you gonna turn me in?
And James Rutherford, whatever I was saying, he's a little bitch. And he's testing the water all the time. He's a submissive little bitch. And most of what he says is dumb. Then he says, "Are you going to turn me in?" He's going to go into bargaining mode now. And it's, you know, we have the 5 stages of, you know, accepting like something, you know, accepting an event. He's like, at one point, he's going to go into depression, and then he's going to go into bargaining. And now he's really like, he's still scouting, like, are you going to turn me in? Because he's kind of guessing, like, there's no police. So what is he thinking? Like, this guy, he's probably thinking this guy is not a police officer because he didn't get arrested. So chances are that he can get away with that. So now he's testing, like, are you going to turn me in?
Again, that's not up to me.
And Chris is for the first time, I think, since I watched the show, Chris is kind of stuck. Like, he asked, are you going to turn me in? Chris could tell him, like, dude, the police outside, and the moment you step out, you're going to get busted. Chris could tell that to him, and I wonder why he doesn't. He probably doesn't want James to flip out, like, oh, I'm going to get arrested, fuck! And then James get out a gun and start shooting. Chris probably wants to avoid that, and he keeps the door open, the door of hope. Chris Henson is a master of a Sun Tzu, the art of war, you know? Like, you always have to leave, like, a door for the predator to leave. And that's also a way to get James to talk. If you give him like hope that he won't get arrested, then he might tell more, he might talk and say more, hoping to dig himself out of his situation. And I feel it's going to influence the way he's going to talk.
I mean, I really.
What do you do for a living, Jim?
I'm not going to tell you.
Jim,
I'd rather not say.
why don't you just tell me what you want?
Chris doesn't like it when you don't answer his question. Like, look at his hand, the way he stands. Like, that's the upset position. Like, you know, the hands are like raised up a little bit. Like, why don't you tell me what you do for a living?
Who do you work for?
Who do you work for?
I'll get to that in a minute.
No, I'd really like to know. I'm sure I'm on TV or something.
That guy, he's smarter than I give him credit for. I'm sure I'm on TV or something right now. He kind of guessed it right away, 3 minutes in, and he pretty much guessed what it was.
You know,
Why don't you just tell me what you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher. And what grade do you teach?
6th grade.
6th grade.
6th grade. So let me count it. So high school is 9, 10, level 12. 9 is like 14. 8 is 13. 7 is 12. 6 is 11 years old. So he teaches like 10, 11, 12 years old, right? And he's hitting on a 13-year-old girl. Pretty strange, you know? He goes online to chat with little kids, and it just happens that he teaches kids the same age the kids he's into. Fucking pervert. Like, yeah, I teach kids around the same age the girl I was gonna meet, you know?
You teach kids about
That's
the
what
same
Chris
age
says. Fuck.
as
Never
the
was
girl
gonna
you
do
were coming to
anything.
see.
I would never do anything.
I would never do anything. I don't know why I'm
No.
here.
No.
I don't know why I'm here. That happens all the time. Like, I go somewhere and I'm like, I don't know why I'm here. And just the other day, I was going to the grocery store and I arrive at the grocery store. I'm like, crap, I don't know why I'm here. And then I pause. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to buy some tomatoes. Okay, I know why I'm here now. Dude, you drove all the way there. You parked in. You went in like, I don't know why I'm here. You're here to have sex with a kid, James Rutherford. That's why you're here. With your new wife, Rebecca Rutherford. Maybe you can make a couple kids, and 10 years from now, you're going to be raping those kids. Fucking asshole.
The police here?
With the police here?
Sir, please just tell me.
I have some more questions for you. There's nothing I can do.
And Chris is really lost when he says there's nothing I can say to make you stay here. He doesn't want to create the impression that he's a cop. So he says, no, there's nothing I can make you stay here. He's basically saying like, no, I'm not a cop, because he doesn't want to be like, to act like he's a cop. He doesn't want to say like I'm a police officer. So he's like, there's nothing I can say to make you stay here. Blah blah blah. I have some more questions for you, and it kind of worked. Chris is fucking good.
Be here, but I have some more questions for you.
Are the police here?
I have to talk to you about some of the things that you said on the internet.
Okay.
Okay.
You were on your webcam
I need another drink. I'm fucking
showing
drunk.
off in front of this 13-year-old girl.
I know.
And the conversation you had with this girl
Was bad. I know.
I know. I don't know why. I need help.
Your
And that's the
future-
third theme. So we have the three themes of the show. We have the I'm getting a divorce. We have the theme of oh damn, I'm too drunk to remember. Like oh yeah, the fishing expedition where he's trying to figure out like he's trying to bargain like oh I'm gonna get therapy. My insurance gonna pay for it. And we have the third theme, which is damn, I'm too drunk to remember. I'm sorry. I need help. Like, I need to get help. Like, I'm going to go and get therapy. I'm going to get help. So he goes like, it's all my wife's fault. If you let me go, I'll go to therapy. And then there's the, I'm going to get help. My insurance is going to pay for therapy. And in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be fine. And we're going to continue tomorrow because I'm about to pass out from alcohol poisoning. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.